This year marks the 150th anniversary for several iconic South Bethlehem institutions. The borough itself was established in 1865, and around this same time, the iron and steel industry began along the Lehigh River. Also that year, Asa Packer established his Lehigh University. Soon after that, answering the need for an emergency facility to deal with industrial accidents, St. Luke's Hospital came into being. The steel industry created a need for well-trained and educated young men observing the technical craft. Likewise, the dangerous conditions within the plant made it necessary to have competent medical attention near that plant. So within this new town, there was a major industry, a training center, and a specialized medical facility to handle industrial injuries caused by the industry. Those very early connections between Bethlehem Steel, Lehigh University, and the hospital remained well into the next century, and to a degree, even today.
Chartered in 1872, St. Luke's admitted its first patient in 1873. In South Bethlehem on Carpenter Street, now known as Broadway, builder Abraham Yost was nearly finished with a massive 20-room residence he planned to put up for sale. Yost offered the property to the hospital for $8,000, a reasonable price even by the standards of the time, and a home for St. Luke's was secured. On October 17, 1873, the first patient was admitted to St. Luke's Hospital. St. Luke's outgrew the small building in South Bethlehem they were occupying. The management committee of the hospital bought the scenic water cure property in Fountain Hill for $25,000. Asa Packer and his sons donated $10,000 towards the site of the new hospital in 1876. Upon his death, Asa Packer bequeathed $300,000 to the hospital. This was equal to nearly $8 million in today's money. In 1881, Dr. William Estes arrived and St. Luke's transformed from merely an industrial emergency hospital to a general hospital. This was rare for smaller cities. In 1884, St. Luke's became the fourth hospital in the country to operate a nursing school. 9 pupils formed the first class. By 1885, a women's ward was created. In 1888, the first horse and buggy ambulance was purchased. Further developing its role as an all-purpose hospital, St. Luke's added a children's ward and an administration building. At this point, the hospital had accommodations for 60 patients in 1890. In 1891, Miss Victoria White was appointed as St. Luke's superintendent. In 1900, electric power was added to the hospital. During the first years of the 20th century, a pavilion for the poor was opened, the first radiologist was hired and a pathology lab was established. In 1917, thanks to donations from Bethlehem Steel, the Steel Pavilion was established. Bethlehem Steel is one of St. Luke's greatest benefactors in the 20th century. Motorized ambulances were added by 1919. In 1931, a larger building was acquired for use as a nursing school. With overcrowding becoming an issue, Bethlehem Steel once again responded with $200,000 toward the construction of the 4-story East Wing, which would be built on the site of the original women's ward. This represented a change in the traditional pavilion-style architecture of the earliest St. Luke's buildings. The first 4 floors were constructed in 1941. In 1944, the Steel donated $800,000 towards construction of the North Wing. This was equal to over $15 million today. Beginning around 1960, a series of building programs commenced. By this time, St. Luke's had grown to a facility with over 500 beds and more than 100 physicians. Other innovations include a medical program associated with Temple University. St. Luke's University Health Network is the only healthcare system in Pennsylvania on the Lown Institute's top 25 list of healthcare systems with fair share surpluses. St. Luke's, whose surplus was ranked at number 16 in the nation, is the only health system in the Lehigh Valley with a surplus, meaning it spends more on charity and community investment than it receives in tax breaks. These days, the St. Luke's Health Network extends far beyond South Bethlehem, and the hospital is Bethlehem's largest employer. St. Luke's has been an incredibly innovative hospital and one which has set the pace in its industry over the past 150 years. In addition, the connection between the hospital, Lehigh University and Bethlehem Steel has led to steady growth, and has contributed to the hospital becoming an innovative, progressive community leader.